JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, man attacked and shot dead at his gate in Westmoreland. The Westmoreland police are probing the murder of a male resident of Savlamar who was shot at his gate on Friday morning. The police have not yet revealed the identity of the deceased. Reports are that sometime after 8 a.m., loud explosions were heard coming from the Dexter Street area of Savlamar. The police were called, and upon their arrival, a man was found suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Investigations continue into the incident. St. Anne man charged with mother's murder. A man has been charged with murder in relation to the death of his mother at their Benin District St. Anne home on Wednesday, July 28. Charged is 25-year-old Daniel Campbell. Reports from the St. Anne's Bay Police are that about 9 p.m., Campbell and his mother, 60-year-old Gluckscorer Campbell, had an altercation when he allegedly used a stone to hit his mother on the head. The police were alerted, and the mother was taken to hospital where she succumbed on Monday, August 2. On Friday, September 20, a post-mortem was conducted on the body of the now deceased, which confirmed the cause of death, and Campbell was formally charged for the offense. His court date has not yet been finalized. Carnival cruise ship to dock on lockdown Monday, while some interests are fuming. The Carnival Sunrise cruise ship is set to dock in Ocherius, St. Anne tomorrow, a designated no-movement day in Jamaica. Approximately 1,700 cruise passengers are on board. However, arrangements have been made to open a few attractions to accommodate the tourists. According to a letter from the St. Anne Development Company, a subsidiary of the Urban Development Commission, the government-owned Duns River Falls and Greenwater Caves will be open. Mystic Mountain and Dolphin Cove, along with 2 shopping centers, Island Village and Taj Mahal, will also be open. But like it was on August 16, when the ship docked at Jamaica for the first time in more than a year, Monday's impending return has triggered disquiet among some tourism interests. They are upset that only a select few will benefit from the potential business from the tourists. Proprietor of Gem Palace, Kumar Sujani, says the practice seems discriminatory, as again, businesses on Main Street, Ocherius, will not benefit. I cannot open because I'm not an approved place for the tour to come to, Sujani said. He has questioned the rationale for the restrictions on where tourists may visit. I follow the COVID protocols 100%. I am not violating any rules. I do not know what governs the operations. All I can tell you, it seems discriminatory, Sujani said. Meanwhile, some St. Anne residents are upset that the ship is being accommodated on a designated no-movement day. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett has sought to explain that the visit was agreed before the imposition of the no-movement days. This will be the 3rd cruise ship arrival following the reopening of cruise tourism in August 2021. The 2 previous cruise arrivals in August were successful, and all the required protocols that had been agreed on with the cruise line were very strictly observed and monitored, said Bartlett. He said arriving cruise visitors are permitted to visit only establishments that are certified by the Tourism Product Development Company and may travel only in transportation licensed under the Tourist Board Act. Carnival Sunrise is to meet strict measures governing the restart of cruise shipping, requiring approximately 95% of passengers and crew to be fully vaccinated, and for all passengers to provide evidence of negative results from a COVID-19 test taken within 72 hours of sailing, the minister said. In the case of unvaccinated passengers, such as children, a PCR test is mandated, and all passengers are also screened and tested on boarding the ship. In a quest to protect lives and livelihoods, the government seeks to maintain Jamaica's position as the premier cruise destination in the region, while working closely with our cruise partners to maintain the highest standards of safety, said Bartlett. Clarendon family mourns the loss of 4 loved ones. 4 people were rounded up from their houses and killed in Havana Heights, Phase 3, in the wee hours of Sunday morning in what is thought to be a long-running lottery scamming scheme gone bad. The attack took place about 12:10 a.m. Those killed have been identified as 33-year-old Tashana White and her 25-year-old sister Sharona White their nephew Luke Newman, a 19-year-old chef, and Michael Solomon, a 25-year-old construction worker. They are all from Havana Heights, Phase 3, in the Denby section of the parish. According to the police report, lawmen were called in by residents who heard loud explosions in the area. The four were subsequently found with gunshot wounds to their heads and upper bodies. Both sisters and Newman were confirmed dead at the Maple Hospital, and Solomon died while undergoing treatment. The police have indicated that a door was kicked open to gain entry to the victims' houses. It has been theorized that the attack was carried out by several people, as all three houses in the yard were ransacked. Two of those killed were found in the house to the back, which was not the house they lived in. This would indicate that the attackers took them from their house and grouped them all in the house to the back and executed them. From all indications, the shooters escaped on foot and headed in the direction of Fogo Road. Investigators theorize that a brother of the two females killed was the intended target of the attack. The long-running feud is also believed to be linked to the murder of Donovan Bryan along Jackson Street in the parish 2 months ago. This is now the third attack in recent times that has been carried out in the Havana Heights area, in which the woman's relative was the intended target. The first attack was in June 2020, and the second was a year later in June 2021. The brother has been on the police's radar for his involvement in lottery scamming activities in the area, which fueled a feud over the illicit scamming monies. This led to the initial attack, which has in turn led to a series of reprisals and counterattacks. Investigations are ongoing. Organized Crime Unit and JDF helping to curb crime in Clarendon. Increased monitoring of crime hotspots, combined with support from the police forces, Organized Crime Unit, and the Jamaica Defense Force JDF, are being credited with a double-digit percentage decline in serious and violent crimes in Clarendon. Deputy Superintendent of Police Owen Brown told Thursday's meeting of the Municipal Corporation that 215 serious and violent crimes were reported for the period January 1 to September 4, 2021. For the comparable period in 2020, the numbers were 247, a decline of 32 or 13% less. There has also been a greater level of success in solving crimes committed in the parish. In terms of the clear-up rate, 58 or 27% of the 215 incidents of serious and violent crimes have been cleared up in 2021 when compared to 34 crimes cleared for the previous year, he explained. During his report, DSP Brown also told the meeting 24 guns and 293 rounds of ammunition had been seized. Residents were largely obeying the curfews, and there were ongoing efforts to shut down illegal parties. We have had cases where persons run, but in most cases we are able to arrest the promoter or the selector because they can't run leaving the equipment behind, he said. We continue to do our best to ensure the parish is safe for all, although we're up against some serious challenges because there are still guns and gangs operating in the parish, and the gangs seem to have some level of control in our communities, the lawman added. We are working to build back that relationship between the police and citizens, but we're being challenged to ensure the parish enjoys some semblance of peace. During the meeting, Councillor Kenneth Davis, who represents the Maple East Division, which is home to the Volatile Farm and Effortville communities, commended the police for their extensive work in those areas. With the cohesiveness between the police and citizens, we are seeing a change coming around the corner, and the communities welcome these activities, he said. Senior prosecutor urges students to make the best of education. A senior member in the legal fraternity is urging young people to make the best of their education so that they can overcome prejudice in the society, as Jamaica, he insists, still mirrors the plantation system. Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Jeremy Taylor, who made the call, said students must use their time in school to become excellent citizens because Jamaica is dominated by class, color, and wealth. You need to see how some of the COVID-19 measures are enforced in this country by the police. Different stick for some versus a different stick for other persons, Taylor said while delivering the keynote address at Kitson Primary School Past Students Association's recent awards ceremony held at Church of God Fellowship Ministries in St. Catherine. The Deputy DPP, who is the Queen's Counsel, added that people in the Jamaican society with class, color, and wealth are influential and powerful and tend to have an attitude that they are born to rule. This country is not too far removed from the plantation, he argued. He told the students that they are fortunate to live in a free community like Kingston Town, and they should get a good education so that they can claim their place, and not those powerful who do so by gift. The deputy DPP also urged the students to grasp sound information and achieve excellence while developing good character. Meanwhile, President of the association, Garfield Angus, lamented the issues faced by the group to get a venue to host the function, while noisemakers can have their parties up to late at nights. We tried 2 churches in the community and we were rejected, so we became like rolling stones and wandering sheep. Then came the Seventh-day Church of God Fellowship Ministries to our rescue. Anybody or any church that can't host what we're doing, this is to celebrate education, and those who are doing well in education and for education, and for some persons to see it as unworthy, or if it can defile your sanctuary, then I don't know where we're going, Angus said. 27 more COVID deaths, another 560 cases. Jamaica on Saturday recorded another 27 COVID deaths. The deaths were recorded from August 27 to September 10. The death tally is now 1,731. The deaths include a 64-year-old woman and a 62-year-old man from St. Catherine, a 74-year-old man, a 45-year-old man, a 77-year-old woman, a 99-year-old man, an 81-year-old woman, a 77-year-old man, and a 41-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, a 60-year-old man, and an 86-year-old woman from Westmoreland, a 65-year-old woman, a 65-year-old man, a 58-year-old woman, a 24-year-old woman, and a 47-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 97-year-old woman, a 67-year-old woman, a 75-year-old man, a 68-year-old man, a 68-year-old man, and a 64-year-old man from St. Anne, a 62-year-old woman, and a 72-year-old woman from St. Thomas, a 62-year-old woman from Hanover, a 68-year-old man, and a 60-year-old man from St. James. Meanwhile, there were 560 new COVID infections, pushing the tally to 75,857. The positivity rate is 42.1%. The new cases include Kingston and St. Andrew 105, St. Anne 89, St. Catherine and St. Mary 65 each, St. Thomas 56, St. James 52, Trelawney 39, Westmoreland 32, Manchester and Hanover 26, Clarendon 3, Portland and St. Elizabeth 1. In the meanwhile, there are now 773 people with COVID in hospital, with 160 moderately ill, 119 severely ill, and 57 critically ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.